Terrorism was invented by the British Empire. Wait a minute, I thought the war on terror started when George Bush declared it on 9/11. Wrong. It started over 100 years ago, in colonial India. By the early 20th century, Britain's grip on the Raj was slipping. With their overlords distracted by the onset of World War I, Indian revolutionaries tried and failed to overthrow colonial rule. In 1919, Westminster passed the Anarchical and Revolutionary Crimes Act, which gave British colonial forces the power to arrest Indians without charge and detain them without trial for up to 2 years. Sound familiar? Around the same time, British rule in Ireland was also weakening. Sinn Féin was taking over more and more local governments, meaning the British were having to rely on the Blacks and Tans, its notoriously brutal paramilitary force, to enforce its rule. Those are the same Blacks and Tans Churchill deployed to British Mandate Palestine, by the way. What did the government do to contain the unruly Irish? Copied and pasted the legislation from India onto the Emerald Isle in the Restoration of Order in Ireland Act of 1920. The first UK law to explicitly mention terrorism was the 1974 Prevention of Terrorism Act, passed following IRA bombings in Northern Ireland and England. Among other things, the Act created a list of proscribed terrorist organisations. For years, the list had just one name on it: the IRA. Like many British policing tactics, counter-terrorism was first tested on the colonies before being brought home to the mother country. In the year 2000, Britain passed the Terrorism Act, the first counter-terror law to apply to people in England and Wales. Counter-terrorism was still focused on a foreign enemy, however. Only this time, it was the enemy within: Islamism. While the UK has prescribed several neo-Nazi organisations, its counter-terror efforts have focused largely on combating supposed Muslim extremism. I say supposed because those Muslim extremists somehow now include 83-year-old reverends. The expansion of counter-terrorism to include Palestine Action and the Palestine movement as a whole has been driven in large part by Islamophobia and the conflation of Hamas with all Palestinians. For over a century, Britain's counter-terrorism crusade has been a deeply colonial endeavour, an attempt to contain a racialised horde from rising up against the British state, whether at home or abroad. Those on the receiving end of it know that all too well. And that, my friends, is how you end up with the term Palestinian.